Most of us will have experienced some form of trolling when online, and might well have wondered, what is it that makes a person behave in this way? You might think trolling is a negative reflection on someone's mental health, or an indictment of their personality in some way.
Rest assured that I was on the internet within minutes, registering my disgust.
But you need to be careful about pathologising a behaviour that some researchers indicated we are all capable of exhibiting under the right circumstances. Stay tuned to find out more about this research. Trolling refers to a range of behaviours that are perceived to have been intended to cause or exacerbate conflict online. Examples of trolling behaviour range from the relatively mild, for example sabotaging an online conversation by consistently posting off-topic content, to the very serious, for example publishing material that might endanger the safety of others. Research by Cheng et al. In 2017 identified two factors, namely mood and online context, that can increase the chances that any of us might engage in less extreme trolling behaviour. In their experiment, they first manipulated the mood of each participant by giving them a test. The test was either very difficult or very easy, but each participant wasn't told that there were two versions of the test. Having completed the test, the participant was then told how they performed in relation to a group average. But the group average did not distinguish between the different levels of test difficulty. Therefore, participants who received the easy test were likely to perform at or above the average level, and therefore would probably feel pretty good about their attainment.
Woohoo! I'm a college man!
In contrast, participants who received the difficult test were likely to perform below average, and thus feel pretty bad about their level of attainment.
Lermer.
The experimenters checked that this was indeed the case by asking all participants to rate their mood after they took the test. As you might expect, participants who took the difficult test rated their mood as being significantly worse than participants who took the easy test. The experimenters then asked the participants to enter an online chat room, which unbeknownst to them had been created specifically for the purposes of the study. All participants were asked to read the same online article and respond to it with at least one comment. Additionally, participants were invited to up and down vote and even reply to comments left by other posters. And here's where the manipulation of the online context comes in. Some of the participants saw a version of the forum in which the first three posts involved trolling. The other participants saw a version of the forum in which the first three posts were neutral. Independent experts then examined each of the participants' responses to the online article for instances of trolling. Around 35% of the posts made by individuals who were in a good mood, having been given the easy test, and who had also experienced the version of the online forum where the first three posts were non-trolling in nature, gave trolling responses to the online article that they'd been asked to read.
Don't like that.
However, this figure jumped to 50% if participants had either taken the hard test, i.e. were in a bad mood, or had been exposed to the version of the forum in which the first three responses had been trolling in nature. Even worse, the incidence of trolling figure jumped yet again, this time to 68% for individuals who had taken the hard test, i.e. who were in a bad mood, and who had also been exposed to the version of the online forum in which the first three posts contained trolling.
Disappointed!
So what's the take-home message of this research? Well, it indicates that we shouldn't pathologise trolling as something that is only done by people who would score highly on measures of selective darker personality traits, such as trait psychopathy or trait sadism. Trolling, like so much of human behaviour, is a product of the interaction between our disposition and the situation that we find ourselves in. The research indicates that being in a bad mood and being exposed to a context in which other people are trolling independently and cumulatively increase the odds that we will engage in trolling behaviour. One important limitation to bear in mind when thinking about this research is that the behaviour that is encompassed by the term trolling is wide-ranging in terms of its type and its severity. It's likely that most of us are capable of exhibiting the more minor examples of trolling behaviour, such as being deliberately rude or insulting, if we find ourselves in a bad mood and in an environment where such behaviour is commonplace. But this doesn't mean that the same applies to the more serious and menacing examples of trolling behaviour. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit the like button. If you're interested in more content on psychological research and its application to life, and you haven't done so already, then do subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification icon so you know when I post new content. Thanks very much.